Remember these simple but effective tips from the brilliant cardiologist Leo Bokeria about which foods he eats every day and which ones you should avoid to maintain heart health for many years. Thanks to these tips, your blood vessels will be in excellent condition and your heart will work like clockwork. In this video, you will also learn what, according to the legendary cardiologist DeBakey, silently destroys your heart, and how giving up 2 specific foods can add several years of healthy life. Additionally, you'll discover which food, according to the elderly cardiologist Ellsworth Wareham, cleanses blood vessels of plaques and clots like a brush. Heart attacks and strokes tear your heart apart, and they are primarily caused by our lifestyle. However, by following Leo Bokeria's simple recommendations, you can maintain your heart's health. It's important to understand that he doesn't offer miracle cures. Instead, Bokeria views heart health as a system where every element of lifestyle plays a role, creating a strong and harmonious pattern. First tip: live 2 days in one. One of Leo Bokeria's key habits has always been waking up early. This ritual has become an integral part of his life and laid the foundation for his successful career and energy. Typically, the doctor starts his day around 6-7 a.m., a habit he cultivated from a young age, finding it particularly productive and energizing. With a touch of irony, he jokes that those who wake up early live 2 days in one. However, there's an important nuance. Early rising is only possible with adequate sleep. Bokeria recommends going to bed at 10 to 1 p.m. Those accustomed to falling asleep later, for example at midnight, are unlikely to fully enjoy an early wake-up, as the body simply doesn't have enough time to recover during sleep. Second tip: a proper start to the day for heart health. Recently, Bokeria addressed the topic of breakfast, emphasizing its importance for heart and vascular health. In his opinion, the common breakfast of eggs and coffee, which many are accustomed to, may not be the healthiest choice. The doctor expressed concerns about morning coffee, noting that this drink, especially on an empty stomach, can cause serious heart and vascular problems, as the risk of cardiovascular diseases significantly increases with regular coffee consumption on an empty stomach, warns the doctor. According to him, caffeine stimulates the nervous system and raises stress levels in the body, which is particularly dangerous in the morning when the stomach is empty. The doctor strongly advises drinking coffee no earlier than 30 minutes after breakfast. If consumed on an empty stomach, gastric juice, with no food to process, begins to erode the stomach lining, which over time can lead to gastritis or even ulcers. Bokeria warns about the dangers of ready-made breakfasts, which are often high in calories and saturated fats, fail to provide long-term satiety, and can cause fluctuations in blood sugar levels, negatively affecting heart health. Separately, Leo Bokeria recommends starting the morning with a glass of warm water drunk immediately after waking up. He advises keeping water by the bedside and drinking it as soon as you open your eyes. This simple action promotes better awakening, normalizes blood circulation, and activates the stomach, preparing the body to absorb nutrients. Starting the day with water supports the heart and blood vessels and provides an energy boost for the entire day. Third tip: morning exercise. Leo Bokeria emphasizes that exercise is a key element of the morning ritual, suitable for people of all ages. Starting the day with a few simple exercises is not about sports, but about health. There's no need to overexert yourself with intense workouts. It's enough to warm up the main muscle groups: neck, arms, legs, and torso. A leisurely warm-up helps wake up the body, improve blood circulation, and speed up metabolism. This small ritual activates muscles and joints after sleep, preparing the body for a day full of activity. According to Bokeria, morning exercise not only physically prepares the body, but also helps start the day with a cheerful and positive mindset. 5 minutes of warm-up is enough to feel a surge of strength and energy. Fourth tip: smile in front of the mirror. A positive start to the day after a glass of water and exercise, Bokeria advises going to the mirror and giving yourself a smile. It may seem like a minor detail, but studies have shown that activating the facial muscles responsible for smiling sends a signal to the brain, helping to foster a positive mood. In such moments, the body produces happiness hormones, and even if you feel a bit tired, a simple smile can improve your mood. According to Bokeria, this ritual makes the day easier and more pleasant, filling it with optimism. Fifth tip: a full breakfast. For Bokeria, breakfast is the foundation of health. According to him, the first meal of the day should be hearty and nutritious, as it sets the body's condition for the entire day. The doctor recommends including oatmeal in breakfast, which sustains a feeling of fullness and stabilizes blood sugar levels, along with high-quality butter, eggs, and fresh fruits. These foods provide the body with essential fats, proteins, and vitamins, creating an energy base for the hours ahead. Skipping breakfast, as Bokeria asserts, negatively impacts health, while regular morning meals help maintain a stable metabolism and avoid unnecessary snacking. Sixth tip: moderation in eating. Dr. Bokeria admits to practicing moderation in eating and avoiding strict diets. However, in his youth, he tried various approaches. For example, the Kremlin diet, based on eliminating hard-to-digest foods, helped reduce the burden on the digestive system. As part of this diet, he excluded sugar and flour products from his diet and reduced salt intake, while preparing meat and fish by boiling. He allowed himself fresh greens in any quantity, but avoided foods high in fiber that take longer to digest. Bokeria avoided sugar for many years, until he learned about the benefits of dark chocolate, which helps normalize bodily functions and reduces the likelihood of hypertension. However, he emphasizes that only chocolate with minimal sugar content is beneficial for health. To reduce fat and carbohydrate intake, the cardiologist advises focusing on protein-rich foods. Meat, fish, cottage cheese, fresh fruits, and vegetables should form the basis of the diet. When it comes to sweets, Bokeria suggests opting for natural honey, which is not only rich in vitamins and minerals, but also has antiseptic properties, particularly beneficial for boosting immunity. Notably, Bokeria and his colleague, the world-renowned cardiologist Michael DeBakey, agree that daily physical activity is crucial for a long and active life. Michael DeBakey, who left a significant mark on cardiovascular surgery, considered walking one of the most effective ways to keep the heart healthy and promote active longevity. He claimed that regular walking, even for 30 minutes a day, can work wonders. However, it's important to alternate the pace. Combining slow and fast walking helps better activate blood circulation and strengthen the heart without excessive strain. DeBakey followed a strict daily routine aimed at maintaining health and energy. Every day, he woke up around 4 a.m., starting the morning with light exercise, including pull-ups, squats, and stretches, performing each exercise at least 5 times to stimulate blood circulation and prepare the body for an active day. An hour after waking, the doctor would walk to work. After his morning walk, he had breakfast, which typically consisted of yogurt or whole grain cereal and a cup of black tea. For lunch, he preferred bean soup or baked fish, always complemented by fresh vegetables. His unique dinner method involved splitting it into 2 parts, eating half in the evening and saving the other half for breakfast. This practice helped the doctor avoid hunger and maintain stable energy levels throughout the day. However, as DeBakey emphasized, the heart's main enemy is not cholesterol but stress. He stressed the importance of properly managing stress, noting that excessive alcohol consumption can become a friend of heart attacks. The doctor advised finding alternative ways to relieve tension, such as visiting the theater, spending time in nature, or swimming in a river. DeBakey himself admitted to relieving stress by watching comedies, as he believed laughter was the best remedy for tension. The doctor warned about 2 enemies of health: boredom and excessive butter consumption, reminding us how important it is to maintain an interest in life. "I do everything to ensure my heart works without issues," the doctor shared. "I'm active and always busy with work, giving lectures. It often happens that an active person suddenly stops working in old age and soon suffers a heart attack. A love for work is an essential part of heart health." He added that he never smoked a cigarette. Another important element is a plant-based diet, which supports the health of blood vessels and the heart. The brilliant 98-year-old cardiologist Ellsworth Wareham claimed that those following a plant-based diet live on average 10 to 15 years longer. He was convinced that his secret to longevity lay in avoiding animal-based foods. He observed that the arteries of patients on plant-based diets remained clean and smooth, while those who preferred animal products had cholesterol and calcium buildup in their blood vessels, leading to blockages. Observing patients who lost fingers or even feet due to vascular diseases, Wareham realized he didn't want to end up in their place. At age 50, he radically changed his diet, focusing on plant-based foods. Until his final days, Wareham remained active and cheerful. At 98, he claimed to feel no worse than he did at 20. His joints didn't ache. He maintained excellent coordination and a clear mind. And even at 99, he drove a car and tended to his garden, joking that he knew nothing about health problems. Comparing the health of people from different countries, Wareham noted years ago, while traveling with colleagues to Asian countries to perform open-heart surgeries, that heart diseases in those regions differed from those in the West. They primarily operated on congenital heart defects, while ischemic heart disease was almost non-existent. This strengthened Wareham's belief that the predominantly plant-based diet in Asian countries promotes vascular health. Ellsworth Wareham, an outstanding cardiologist and centenarian, always adhered to a philosophy of balanced and mindful eating, considering it the foundation of health and longevity. Although Wareham enjoyed tasty food, he limited himself to 2 meals a day. His first meal was in the morning, and the second was completed by 4 p.m., maintaining a habit of regular but moderate eating. "Every morning, I start with a plate of whole grain cereal topped with soy milk," Wareham shared. "Along with that, I eat plenty of fresh fruits and a handful of nuts to provide my body with essential nutrients. I also enjoy whole grain toast with nut butter and a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice, which energizes me for the entire day." His evening meal was equally nutritious, including a large portion of beans, raw vegetables, and, as always, a mandatory handful of nuts. "Walnuts are considered one of the healthiest, but I don't limit myself to them," the cardiologist explained. Almonds and peanuts are also part of my diet. While many recommend eating nuts only raw, I allow myself salted peanuts. However, he completely gave up white sugar, getting sweetness from fruits and dried fruits. As for beverages, Wareham was extremely selective. In the second half of his life, he excluded everything except orange juice and water. "I drink at least 6 glasses of water daily," he noted. "I start the morning with 2 glasses because I believe it helps maintain weight. In the first half of the day, I try to drink as much water as possible, as I might forget later due to work. I even made it a rule. If I see a drinking fountain, I stop and drink to not miss the opportunity." Wareham was convinced that animal-based products, except for milk for infants, are not a natural human need, but merely a habit that can be changed. For example, he pointed out the love for salt, noting that if you gradually reduce salt intake daily, food without it will eventually stop tasting bland. "I grew up on a farm where we ate meat dishes and drank milk daily. That was my habit," he recounted. "But after 50, I gradually switched to whole grains, legumes, and nuts. Occasionally, I include some dairy, eggs, and fish, particularly salmon, in my diet. I believe this is why I feel great and am confident I'll live to 100. Wareham believed that dietary habits could be changed at any moment. According to him, just 3 months of effort can transform taste perceptions and the body's needs, helping a person feel lighter, more energetic, and confident in their health. Write in the comments what you think about these tips and whether you find them useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated. Wishing everyone goodness and happiness.